What's up, YouTube? We're back for a Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip review of episode 2, the Beverly Hills episode. Well, one of them, because obviously the white party is going to be in episode 3, so we'll still be there. Let's get into it. So we open the show with Kyle. She's crying because it's her 30-year wedding anniversary to Mauricio. Now listen. I give her grace, but my God, today you gotta go see the lady. I know y'all know that's my favorite phrase when it comes to Bravo Lives, but I be for real. Therapy, because girl, we got to move on at some point. I know 30 years is a long time to be with one person. I get it. The history, the kids, the memories, the this, the that. I get it. But at some point, if y'all are not fixing things, which it does not look like y'all are, it doesn't seem like I feel like okay. Let me think of how my brain is computing at the same time. So in my opinion, I feel like Kyle would, but only because of how it looks. Not necessarily because she still wants her marriage, if that makes sense. And not saying that she doesn't, but just I think for her it's more of a status symbol. I think it's more of a she's one of those like, oh, for my kids, where the kids be like, girl, we don't care, just go be happy. And I think Mauricio's over it. I don't think he wants to fix it. I think he's ready to go into his next chapter of life single and mingling. Or maybe even with a girlfriend or whatever if he gets one. But I think he's ready to move on and cut ties. I think he's done. But, just my opinion. I don't know these people. I don't know what they may or may not talk about behind closed doors. You know. Eh. But I think a lot of that, a lot of my point was proven when Kyle said the thing that bothers me the most. Now she's the most, this is out of her mouth, okay? Is people saying we gave them hope that true love existed. My notes literally say, so what? So what? Great. And who says that true love does not exist just because you guys didn't make it? Y'all are teetering on the outs, but 30 years is a big feat. Most people don't even make it to a decade. Y'all made it to 3 decades. Even though they've been on the outs for like 2 years, 1.5, whatever, 2 years. Y'all are still married. So y'all still made it to 30 years in a union. That's a big deal. True love was there. It doesn't have to be forever. Forever is for fairy tales. That doesn't always apply to real life. Sorry, it just does not. And it's unrealistic to even think that you're supposed to be with one person that long. My opinion. My opinion. People believe what you want. You seen your grandparents do it, your parents do it. They made it 50 years, 60 years. God bless. I live in the real world. I'm more of a realist. Definitely not a really 100% an optimist, but not a pessimist. But I lean more pessimistic. But I consider myself pretty in the middle, and it's just that's really not a thing anymore. Sorry, I we just don't see people getting in relationships and making it until death anymore. It just doesn't happen. Now, I've heard of people not divorcing and then but moving on, but then still staying married on paper. So who knows if they're going to do that or not. I don't know what they're waiting on. I don't know why both of them are waiting to pull the trigger to file, if it's for financials or something else, but they need to be sitting down and making a decision, because why are we dragging this along? If you're not fixing it, let's keep it moving. So Vicky, of course, makes it no better because she's sitting up here saying that, yeah, y'all let the family down, the kids down. Y'all showing them it's okay to give up. Like, Vicky. This is why Luann referred to her later in the episode as Ramona, because yes. And that's so funny that I never thought about that until Luann said it. And I'm like, yes, Luann, you are right on the money. Vicky acts like the OC Ramona, because it's like, girl, what? Why is you saying that to this lady? Just listen and be quiet. The same thing you just did with Teresa in the first episode. Listen and hush. We listen and we don't judge. Like, be quiet. But of course, I said, like I did in the last Orange County review, that Vicky has her own trauma when it comes to divorce because of Don. So there you go. And she was absolutely the wrong person to be talking to in this moment. I said that Kyle put way too much pressure on herself. And again, the image of marriage and what it's supposed to be and how it's supposed to look, and having the hottest, if you think so, to me is debatable. Mauricio obviously ain't ugly, but then sometimes I'll be like, whatever. But the hottest, Bravo husband, and the lifestyle, everything that they built for themselves from the ground up to be on par with Kathy. Well, I'm sure the net worth is still not the same, because Hilton Hotels versus the agency. But who knows? I don't know. They could be climbing up there. So listening to the fans and reading comments and all that doesn't help that situation, which, so I understand. But like I told y'all in my last review, Vicky wishes that she never did TV. I told y'all that. I said I think that she regrets accepting the housewives position because she feels like that is what ruined her marriage. And she said it. She said it. Basically, that she wished somebody had told her to get her head out of her ass, and she probably wouldn't be divorced. Now, again, who knows? Y'all still may have, something may have happened to where it wasn't meant to be. Vicky needs to go see the lady. That's one. And then just stop living in the what if of everything. Because you can't. There's nothing you could do unless you got somebody with a crystal ball that can show you, yeah, this is what your life would have been if Housewives never existed, and you and Don just lived a regular life. Then you can't cry over spilled milk. You got to move on. Y'all been divorced since 2014. 2014. We're in 2026. You've had 3 boyfriends on the show since then. 3, 2, 3. Brooks, 3. Well, 3, including this new one. Brooks, the police officer guy, and now this new guy. When are we gonna move on, Vicky? Grieve it, and I mean, if you haven't grieved it in 12 years, girl, what are we waiting on? Please, enough with Don. Let him live his life. Let him be. If he wanted you back in all them years, he would have came back and got you. And that's no shade. No shade. Because if you feel like that was the love of your life, I understand. Vicky, that's my girl. They can never make me hate you, Vicky. But we got to stop with the Don stuff, please. Production. Now I'm on y'all because y'all was messy as hell for putting everybody's years they got divorced on the screen. Some people with multiples. And then y'all was extra petty when it came to Lisa. Y'all put still married to first husband. So, do she got another husband that's on the way or something? That was shady. Like, what y'all mean, first husband? Y'all could have just said still married. Like, yeah, y'all was being shady, but that was funny as hell. I was laughing at that. Vicky, so she on the sprinter, she paying Giselle dust. I live for that. I said Vicky's not a reader, or anything like that, but Giselle is not used to that type of treatment unless it's Karen or my fave Candace. So I love that Vicky was just doing her work and was like, okay, here we go, and we gotta take this ride, and you about to, you know, try to get your little moment, make a scene, get me riled up, antagonize me to respond to this messy thing you did with me and Tamra and whatever. I don't care. So we get a montage of different sprinter moments because they're like, Vicky, get off your laptop and engage with us, pay attention, blah blah blah. And so my favorite sprinter moment is Eva versus Marlo when they were in Tokyo. I just rewatched that season. Comedy, pure comedy. I miss Eva as a housewife. She was a great housewife. We did not get enough time with her. She was so funny. Just everything. I love Eva now since America's Next Top Model. And my second runner up was Mary getting paid to eat McDonald's and sit on that sprinter by herself while the rest of her cast was filming a scene out on the town. And she stayed right in that sprinter, kicked her feet up, and told production, "Y'all want McDonald's?" Icon. Love Mary now. Have to meet her next BravoCon for sure. Top of the list. So, bottom line, it wasn't Giselle's business to get in between two homegirls and be messy, but whatever. You did it. It did nothing. Vicky and Tamara know what it is. They're two of the longest standing housewives. They weren't going to let you really come on and really do no damage. So let's move on. So then Teresa pipes up. And I said that it's interesting in this dynamic versus her show. She's been very timid these past two episodes. She's just been kind of playing the background, like talking, but just a little bit, not really being her. Well, we're used to seeing her angry. So that's when she gets loud and boisterous. But yeah, she being real. Mum's the word. I'm like, okay, like Teresa, hello, turn up, girls trip. It's fun time, like. But when they get her involved in the thing, she does talk and participate. But basically, she's just saying like Vicky hurt her feelings. She was mean. She don't want to keep talking about the tax stuff and going to jail. She wants to put it behind her. It's been 10 years already, and she's over it. Basically, she wants people to stop poking her about it, jabbing her about it. She knows what she did was stupid, and she's made her peace with it. She did her time. Leave her alone. And then Giselle being messy again, bringing up the overrated comment because I'm like, where did that come from? But she rehashes that, which Teresa said Vicky had already apologized for. Vicky says that maybe she was, just jealous at the time. She threw a shot. No big deal. They move on. So the Beverly Hilton is where they're staying. Stunning, 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 stunning. I want to go to California. I need like 2 weeks in California to just bop around and I need money because I this is like the type of I want to stay at. I said that Portia and Kyle are super fun together, very unexpected duo, but they have good chemistry. They're getting along very well, rooming together, laughing and joking a lot. They decide to stay in for the first night, do a pajama party. This is the best Giselle has ever looked since season 1, episode 1 of Potomac. She has never looked this good on our screen, ever. So whoever did the wig and the face beat, yeah, keep them on the payroll. Now the clothes, they're pajamas. So I mean, we got to see what she gonna wear the rest of the season. But stunning, stunning. Everybody else look good too. I said Luann's boyfriend is cute, but girl, you got to get off the phone. I can't stand no hoe. They always got to be on the phone with their man when it's time for the girls function, fifi, party, kick back, sleep over. Get off the phone. Take pictures and you talk to him later. Or when it's time to go back to the room, then that's when you FaceTime him. Like, enough, Luann. The most boy craziest. How old is Luann? 50 something, late 50s, early 60s. The most boy crazy person I've ever met in my life. Met. Ever seen in my life. Her and Sonya. Boy crazy as shit. And that's surprising for me from Luann because I had a homegirl once upon a time ago that was an Aries, like Vicky, that was boy crazy as shit. And Luann is a Taurus, like myself. We're not typically boy crazy. I don't know. What is Sonya? Sonya is Sag. I looked up Sonya before. I'm gonna have to see what Sonya is. But yeah, we Tauruses don't typically do all that. So maybe she's got Aries in her big three. Cause that's very much. Or maybe Pisces, lover girl Pisces, and her big three. Cause that's very much not a Taurus trait. But whatever. So everybody comes in the room together. Like I said, everybody looks pretty. Teresa looks really pretty. I like her little outfit. And Luann and Vicky get to bickering. Luann bites the damn chicken kebab, puts it down on the plate. Vicky, like, that's my plate. What you doing? That's unsanitary. What if I had picked it up and ate it? Luann, like, what's the big deal? Just bickering for nothing. Everybody just laughing. Like, what is y'all talking about? She like, well, I didn't have a plate. It's like, so the first plate you seen sitting down, you just, well, I'm gonna use this. Didn't ask, is this anybody's or whatever. No manners, just doing what she want to do. And this is supposed to be the etiquette queen. So, Luann, you knew better, but all in all, a silly, funny ass argument. It was nothing. Um, oh, Portia said Vicky's love language is clients. That was funny. Portia be having some funny ass one liners. But I said Vicky's a workaholic, which we all know, because the fact that she's still working, we've been seeing her work since the first episode of Housewives, and she's still working, and we're 20 years in, and she's definitely in her early 60s, and she shows no sign of stopping. So a workaholic, and she's a prude because they asking her all kind of questions about are you satisfied, and she was like, don't ask me that, and I'm not talking about that. And they're like, girl, this is a sleepover girls party, what are you talking about? So that's funny. Lisa, I made a note that Lisa was also clearly getting her life in person because she was cracking the hell up like the whole latter end of this episode, just having a good time. And that was nice to see because, as she said, which I'll get to, she doesn't always have the best time on her show. So it was nice that she got to come and let loose. So Luann's just pressing Vicky's little buttons on purpose, playing around, getting on her nerves. So now we get to the fun. Giselle is asking Portia for sexy striptease tips. She's like, I don't know how to do it without laughing. Yeah, because you stiff. So we can start there. You need to unstiff that back and maybe you can get something done. So Portia showing them like you get up, you do this, you do that. Kyle, baby, she got up, she hit them splits on that couch. I said, okay, Kyle is clearly staying limber and doing her thing, baby. She's up on them tippy toes. I said, okay, Kyle, I see you. So that's always been impressive. Anyway, I could never get down and do the splits. The one time, baby, the one time that I remember the first and last time that I tried in high school, I popped my knee out the joint and back in. And I said, never again. And I ain't never got down there again. Now, I'm starting to do yoga again. I want to get into Pilates. And if I can get to the point where I can stretch enough and I feel safe to get down there, we might try. But until that day comes, and if it does, then fine. If not, you will not see me trying to, how low can you go? Now, the limbo, I was always good at that. I can get down like that. But the splits, yeah, no. So Lisa got up there. She did her little 1-2 in the splits. I said, okay, Lisa. Like I said, you're doing better than me because I can't even get as low as Lisa did. So, I was like, all right now, let me find out what you and John over there doing. So everybody participates. They show a little something, a little sexy move, a little whatever. Luann hop on the table. She kicking. I said, God dang it, Luann. You going to kick somebody in the damn nose up there playing. But then when they get to Vicky, she don't want to do nothing. Shocker. Like I said, prude. Don't want to do nothing. Don't want to play along. Like Teresa didn't even do nothing like all that. She twirled around with her little robe that go with her little PJ set and took it off and threw it. Like, Vicky, just participate. Be a girl. Stop being an old fart. And again, that's my girl, but I'm just saying, participate in the stuff, in the things. So now I'm cracking up because here go Kyle. Don't worry, y'all. I'll dirty talk her. We want to buy a life insurance policy. And she laughing. They hopping on the table. I howled. Her and Portia playing, we'll get some life insurance from you. They like, look, that'll turn her on business. A client. They're like, oh, insure me. Funny as hell. That part they got me. I actually laughed out loud, like for real, not even just playing. Like I was like, okay, yeah, y'all turning it up a little bit now, y'all giving the audience something to you know laugh at and remember. So Lisa's having the time of her life, and she like me, rolling on the floor laughing. So we get to her confessional and she cried. Lisa's dramatic, but I get it at the same time because she wants more fun and more friendship with the Salt Lake girls. And, she feels like she doesn't get that. Like they hate on her and stuff like that. And that makes me wonder, like, does she have real life close girlfriends? Because, I mean, I get wanting it from your cast, but even if you don't get it from them, where's your homegirls that you see on a regular? Like you only film with these girls, what, 3 months out of a year? And then of course y'all gotta do press and blah 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 blah. But That little chunk of the year, like I wouldn't give a damn. I'd be like, okay, if I'm only friends with Meredith, I'm only friends with Meredith. Like, get, I'm gonna be over here with my real friends in 2 seconds. Let me just go ahead and knock this out, do this job, and see you hoes later. But that's just me. And again, you linked up with Meredith. So yeah, I'm sure you ain't cackled like this in a minute because Meredith dry as hell. I can't see y'all sitting up in the hotel room really just kikiing all night. Like Meredith doesn't give me that. Lisa don't give me that already. So if y'all gotta feed off each other, good luck. So I need to know what business Portia had before Cordell that she talking about she had to sell and get rid of and this and that because he just wanted her to be a housewife. Name them. Name them. Because, girl, what? I'm like, let me go back to Portia's introduction to housewives because I don't remember her saying nothing about no businesses. She leaned into being Cordell's wife and I do what he wants me to do. There was never talk about business from what I remember, but I'm gonna go back and watch for sure. So the next day, we get to the party at Sutton's house. It's the ugly leather pants party, a la Crystal. So two for Jizzy for me, cause I liked her little red leather pants and with the little top, cute. Of course, Sutton's home is beautiful. The service is immaculate. So Crystal rewore her outfit from that episode. I thought that was funny and clever. Vicky Vicky in her confessional calls Crystal Sutton calls calls Crystal Sutton, which is very on brand for her. Very on brand. Um so Giselle blew me. I said, girl, shut up. Because she gonna say, if I sit down and 8 people don't come serve me, I'm leaving. I just had to roll my eyes at that point. And I wish that Bravo gave us a montage of all the low budget, low brow ass meals that the Potomac girls done ate because gas station food and cold Popeyes. And you talking about if 8 people don't come out and serve you, you leaving. No, you're not. No, you're not. Giselle would eat street meat after the club. So stop. Giselle don't turn down no meals. Zero. Nunca. Nada. So please be quiet. She blew me with that. Like, girl, you ain't a real housewife of Dubai. Shut your ass up. So then Kyle, she gags Giselle because she brings up the whole I would lay horizontal with Mauricio comment. Yeah. While you were so thirsty to call and tell her about what Ashley said and what Stacy was doing, you left out your little tidbit that was on national TV, Miss Ma'am. And I said, how did Kyle just find out about this? It was everywhere at the time because I feel like I remember people making comment of, yeah, Giselle, but why you didn't tell her what you said? So Kyle, none of your friends sent that clip to you to say, check this one too. Like, huh? That was ages ago. I'm not understanding how you never saw it until just now at the girls' trip. But then here goes Teresa talking about what does that mean? What's horizontal? Explain it, girl. How is your hair so dark but you so blonde? And no offense to all my blondes out there, but y'all know what the expression means. Like, girl, what? Use context clues, Teresa, please. Damn. You will ruin a good joke. Somebody then land at the punchline and you talking about, I don't get it. Child. Oh Lord. So here go Giselle. She deflecting. She talking about, no, me and Portia, we had made jokes and comments about it in the past. Bitch, don't bring me in it. Portia was looking like, don't say my damn name because I ain't on your show. I wasn't there when this went down. So leave me out of it. Say your own apology, and that's between you and Kyle. She like, me and Kyle, we building a friendship right here. We like this 2 days in. So don't bring my name up in it. And I'm with Portia with that. Like, girl, just because I may have made a comment before about Mauricio being fine, don't mean I was involved in y'all shenanigans over there in Maryland. So, Kyle ain't dumb. She said in her confessional, you'll probably still would do it. So, whatever. But thanks for the apology. So they bring out this little dessert. It's super cute. I wonder what it was. Because I couldn't tell. But they are playing off of Sutton's comment to Dorit of let the mouse go. So it's a game with Beverly Hills throwback clues, scavenger hunt style, which I love a scavenger hunt. So I would have been locked in. I'm competitive. I would have been like, yes, we finna win this. So I wonder if Sutton came up with that or production. I feel like probably somebody in production. Not saying Sutton's not like quirky and smart enough to come up with that, but that's probably a production assistant or something like that. But super cute. I don't know why I expected her to give somebody a pair of expensive sunnies. Maybe not $25,000 worth, but a cute little one too. A cute little 5, 6K little pair of sunglasses. I don't know where I got that from. I just was like, oh, like it was a big thing about the sunnies and the kiwi, and I was like, oh, whoever find the sunglasses first, like that's gonna be a prize. But no, not really. It was just a part of the game. So they they go through the whole thing, find it, let the mouse out the cage. He running off. So now I thought it would have been cute if it was another Beverly Hills OG housewife. I mean, they kind of dropped the ball on that one. I was like, oh, that would have been funny if somebody, got out of the costume, but whatever. It was still cute, and that's where the episode ended. And the white party is next for episode 3. So it should really, really start picking up now. Cause these first two was like, okay, it's cute. I see what y'all giving, but now I think we really about to start rolling and getting into the things because I don't know how many episodes they slated for. I think it's either 8 or 10. So they're gonna start moving fast, I feel like. So I'm excited. It's cute. I don't know what the girls want, what they expecting. Like people saying like, oh, it's boring or whatever. I think it's cute. I mean, like I said, I'll reserve my complete thoughts and totality at the end once I see how it all flows together. And then I'll determine, okay, was this 20 years worth or, what tweaks they could have made or whatever. But so far, I like it. I think it's cute. I do still think they could have added 2 more girls, maybe like Chanel Ayan and then somebody from Miami. Probably Alexia. I guess she would be like the most forward facing and fun one. But yeah, I feel like they could have added 2 more girls and they should have went to every city. I still think that they could have added somebody from Rhode Island. But yeah, so that part for me, I'm like, and extended to 3 weeks. What are these ladies doing for real? I'm not saying they don't. Obviously, they got kids, they got lives, but y'all know what it is. This is y'all's job. So I just feel like another week or even 2.5 weeks, you add 2 more girls and go everywhere. But whatever, that's what it is. But so I don't ramble. too much more. That's it. That's my review. I'm Maya. Those are my opinions. Leave yours down below. Like, comment, tell a friend to tell a friend who likes Bravo. And I will see y'all on Thursday or probably Friday because I'm going to STK. So I'll be like cute. So I'll see y'all. I'm going to say Friday for the end of the Valley reunion. And we'll see if anything else pops up to chit chat about between now and Monday. So thanks for watching. Bye.